Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to the second of this week's reviews. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you. We're looking at another European airport today. We're in Romania, and we are looking at IASI International Airport in Romania. It's Lima Romeo India Alpha. This is a Payware scenery by MLD SCENERY, version 1, and it's both for the PC and Xbox versions of Flightsim 2020. Xbox version is available from Flightsim.To. Downloads at 645 meg and installs at 1.62 gigabytes. So it's a simple sort of airport. Has had quite a bit done to it, but it's fairly extensive in its file size because of the area that it covers. As usual, I'm going to give you the SIM market prices because they include tax. Currently you can purchase this product for €16.80, which equates to $18.19 US or £14.76 UK. UK and US prices are estimates converted from the euro, and they include tax or VAT, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. So as I said, it's available from SIM Market with prices including tax, or you can get it from Flightsim.To to get the version that works with Xbox. I'll give you a list of features. So, high fidelity rendition of IASI International Airport, the new AEROSTAR hangar. This is the 2022 layout, new parking spots and new taxiway, custom ground polygons and realistic ground markings, custom approach and taxi lights, custom night lighting, parallax windows, photorealistic textures on the airport buildings. Now all of those features are available and I have seen. But I'll say straight away off the bat, this is it's a small airport, fairly basic in what's on it. For example, no jetways, but it does have 3 terminals and they're nicely textured on the outside. Terminal 3, only the departure side has been developed inside, and it's only airside. So they've chosen to develop the inside of just a small part of Terminal 3. The other 2 terminals look really good on the outside, but you can't get into them. The airport layout is accurate. You can see the old runway there, which you have to be really careful not to land on. But taxiways are good, and the airport layout is nicely done. Actually, the whole thing fits really well into the terrain. So there you go. As ever, let's start with some history. So, IASI International Airport, Lima Romeo India Alpha, is a public use international airport owned and operated by IASI City Council and located in IASI, Romania, some 5 miles or 8 kilometers east of the city centre. One of the oldest accredited airports in Romania and the most important in the historical region of Moldova, IASI Airport was in 2022 the 3rd busiest airport in Romania in terms of passenger traffic. The airport sports 3 terminals. The old Terminal 1 functions as an administrative, office and storage facility. Terminal 2 handles domestic flights, whilst Terminal 3 handles international services. A 4th terminal has been proposed, and when this is completed, plans call for Terminal 2 to be converted for cargo use. The IASI region earned its commercial status in June 1926 when scheduled flights commenced on the Bucharest-Galatai-IASI-Chisinau route. Flights were operated by Compagnie Franco-Romane de Navigation Aeriană, not sure I pronounced that right, but I'll put the name up for you, or CFRNA, which in 1930 was renamed Lares, L-A-R-E-S. In 1966, a north-south concrete runway and modern lighting system were built, followed just 3 years later by the construction of a passenger terminal. In 2001, the terminal was upgraded to use separate flows for domestic and international flights, and this is in accordance with international law. In June 2012, a new passenger terminal named Terminal 2 was added, increasing the total passenger processing capacity to 215 passengers per hour. The terminal was designated to be used for Schengen domestic flights. The old terminal has been renamed Terminal 1. In 2013, the airport began a long-term multi-stage upgrade program. Module 1 of the project was completed in November 2015 at a cost of over 57 million euros. This involved the construction of a new runway, a terminal building and the extension of the apron. In August 2014, the total length extension of the new runway was completed and became operational in October that year. The old runway converted into a taxiway. In October 2015, the third terminal building, Terminal 3, with a processing capacity of 320 passengers per hour and 2 boarding gates, was inaugurated. In March 2021, an extension of the apron was completed and a new taxiway was inaugurated. As you can see, here's the taxiway that now works, and the runway is no longer used as a taxiway. The airport experienced a surge in traffic in February 2022 as Moldova closed its airspace due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Because of the airport's proximity to the Moldovan border, many airlines decided to reroute their flights to Chisinau and into IASI's airport, while other airlines announced plans to increase the number of destinations served from IASI. Currently, some 5 airlines, including Wizz Air and Tarom, the national carrier, operate into and out of IASI airport, currently to over 20 destinations. So that about does it for some history for you. As you can see, this place has been around a while and gone through some serious upgrading. Let's have a look at runways. So runways for you. IASI Airport operates a single runway, 1432, measuring 7,874 feet or 2,400 meters, and is made from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 411 feet or 125 meters. Now, before we lower the light, I just wanted to show you that both runway ends are equally equipped with the various requirements that they've got. The approach lighting system, the sequence flashing lights, are on both ends, and as you can see, they're very evident during the day. Weirdly enough, they seem to sort of disappear in the darkness hours, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's turn the light down and I'll show you. So just before 5 PM local time, and as you can see, the lighting, the runway itself has kind of come to life, as has the approach lighting system, but if you look at the sequence flashing lights, they're actually quite low. They're not as prominent as you'd expect them. Let's have a quick look during the darkness. So here you can see now we're in the darkness hours. Runway approach lighting system is well lit, but as you can see, the sequence flashing lights are practically non-existent from the air. You need to get down really low to see them. So here we are, right down practically on the ground, right up to the light system, and you can just about see the sequence flashing lights. This is a little bit weird. This is just an interesting little anomaly. It's more of a nitpick than anything else. I mean, you've got plenty of lighting on this runway to see, to make an approach here. The PAP is there on the left, and runway 14 is equipped with an ILS. We'll talk about that in a minute. So both ends of the runway feature high intensity runway lightings, centerline lighting, touchdown zone lighting, and precision approach path indicators on the runway left side. Both runway ends also feature airfield lighting system with sequence flashing lights on the approach. So we have the sequence flashing lights, we have centerline lighting, the airfield lighting itself, touchdown zone lighting there of course, and we have the PAPI on the left side as per. We've also got runway end identifier lights here, and there's also a turning area at both ends of the runway, and there's one in the middle here. The old runway can be clearly seen, and you need to be careful that you don't taxi off onto it. There are taxiways there. As you can see from this shot as well, you've got blue airfield edge lighting, nicely done, along with green centerline lighting. Let's have a quick look at runway 32. So here's runway 32. As you can see, exactly the same lighting system as the other end of the runway. So runway 14 features an instrument landing system certified for category 2 operations in low visibility. There's also an NDB approach option available. Runway 32, and we're looking down that now, offers only an NDB approach option if you use for landing. So that does it for runways. As you can see, an ILS equipped on one runway, NDB approach on the other. Plenty of lighting which is duplicated at both ends. Although the sequence flashing lights are probably not really quite as distinctive as I thought they might be. But it doesn't matter, you're not going to have any problems making a night approach into this airport. So as I said, no jetways at this airport, so let's get down onto the airfield and let's do a pass airside and have a look at what we're looking at. So we'll begin the tour starting sort of south to north. Here we are at the threshold runway 32. Thought we'd have a close look at it and just some of the signage. Not too sure why there's a dark X there. Maybe it was on there during construction and then they've tarmacked it over but not done a very good job. I don't know. But anyway, there's the runway for you. All looks quite nice. Nicely marked, complete with the turning circle which you have at both ends. A quick look at the runway end identifier lights there in green. As you can see, they've been nicely positioned. All looks really good there. And looking down this low, you can see lights that are positioned in the runway. They're actually relief lights that stand up above the runway that come alive at night, which is good. That's a really nice touch. So we come across there from the runway on the left, right there you can see the pappies. There's the windsock. We're coming across the old runway, which you can see is partially buried. I'll stop here just so you can look at the approach and exit here from on the runway. As you can see, the signage is good. The ground texture is really good as well. It's crystal clear. Some would say, okay, this doesn't look weathered, doesn't look real. Oh, you're probably right, but I'm all for good, clear quality signage. And as you can see, you've got the blue airfield edge lights set in their own little plinths, which is another really nice little feature. And this all looks quite good, and it will certainly look better at night. So we slowly come round to the ramp area. Ignore the Jetstar 3321, it's just from my collection, unfortunately. Again, okay, these buildings are not developed inside. That hangar, you can go in there and it's basic. It's not been developed as such, i.e. it's not open, it doesn't contain anything per se, but we'll go in so you can have a look. As you can see, the hangar has been completed inside, but there's nothing in it. And there we are looking to airside. A nice touch is that you can actually see through the windows to the airside and see what's out there, which I like. So this hangar has been nicely developed. It would be nice to maybe see something in it. But no complaints. Look, it looks good, and it also looks really good from the outside. So once again, we do a slow pan across the airside ramp. As you can see, nice clutter. Ground markings are excellent. The buildings have been nicely textured on the outside. Here we're coming up to Terminal 2. Sorry, we're not actually here. We're coming up to Terminal 3, the first of the 3 terminals. Now the airside departures bit, which is here, is the only bit that's been developed inside. But for the moment we'll just pan across so you can see. There in the middle is Terminal 2, this one here. And here's the old Terminal 1 with the tower on top that's now been developed as a storage facility. We continue across here, various buildings, again all nicely textured, fire service there. That looks to be what's part of the fuel farm system. There's a helicopter in the grass here, not really sure why it's there. Menzies building. And it all looks fairly okay, and you can see also there you've got the fence line which goes all the way around the airport, which is another plus. So here we are at Terminal 3 airside, and I'll go up close first. So here you've got departures, and as I said, this is the only part of the building that is actually developed inside, but quite nicely I might add. Let's pop in and have a look. So here we are, this is departures airside Terminal 3, as I said, the only part of the building that's been developed. You've got parallaxing here, which works quite well because these are fairly high resolution, so you can see through those doors. That looks really good. And here we are looking from the other end, and again you've got parallaxing here, which gives this really nice illusion, even up close, of the other part of the building there. Signage is pretty good. I suppose really my only criticism is it suffers from lack of people. There's no atmosphere in here because there's just no people. But that's okay, you know, it's what the developer has decided to do, and probably this is reflected in the price. And again you can see out through the glass onto the airside ramp, which is a nice touch. So let's just go along the road here. As you can see, the ground markings airside are brilliant. Here we are coming up to Terminal 2. And that looks nice, perfectly acceptable. It looks nice in the dark hours as well, I'll show you later. As I said, nothing inside the building's not been developed, but it looks good. And continuing along, we come to the old Terminal 1, which is now a storage facility. So there it is. Again, no internal development, but it looks nice. It's been nicely modelled as per its real-world counterpart. Foliage and fauna looks good as well. Control tower looks fine from the outside, no internal development at all. And weirdly enough, it doesn't light up at night, which I'll show you. Let's go landside. So here we are tracking landside of all the terminals, just to show you the development per se. Some nice hoardings there on the right, and a little restaurant area, seating area there on the left. The car models are quite good, and the car park looks good as well. Signage is good. A little bit of popping, as you can see, details kind of pop into view fairly rapidly, which is a pity. It kind of spoils the effect a little bit really. But no problem. Again, look, these car models are really decent. I don't think I see one that looks blocky or in any way. They all look pretty good, although they do keep popping in and out, which is a little bit annoying. So before we leave this end and have a look at the other end, I thought we would go up close to the terminal's landside so you can see the features here. And just look at the modelling, which I think is pretty impressive. Done a nice job here. Signage, terrain, texturing on the building looks good. Again, see, parallaxing there allows you to see inside, even though there's not much as it were to see. But nicely modelled. The only thing it's missing, as I said, the only thing it's missing really is people to bring this alive a little bit and have some ambience, especially when you've got this little restaurant area here and these little seats. I mean, it all looks very, very ambient and pleasurable and atmospheric, but without people it just doesn't quite work. But you know, no complaints about the modelling, the hoarding and the signs, all high resolution, all very, very nicely done. So as we come landside of the big hangar we looked at before, so here you can see some of the buildings, again, some nice texturing, bits and pieces, nothing really to comment on, although you've got fence line and gates. They've done a nice job with the detail. You can see the fence line continues, and they've managed to put gates in where you have access to the airside area. Again, nicely textured buildings, all looks really nice, and the whole thing fits pretty well. And this is the big hangar, but that has nothing inside it, but it's been developed and it looks really quite good. Nicely done from the outside. All in all, it's a nice little airport and it looks good. Okay, so let's turn the lighting down and have a look at dusk and see what the lighting's like. Okay, sunset just after 5 PM, and as you can see, like many airports in Flightsim 2020, when you turn the lighting down, the airports do come to life a little bit. The lighting, the subtle lighting that can be used, it really brings an airport to life, makes it look great. So here's an overview of the main apron with the 3 terminals and the hangar. As you can see, some lovely drop lighting. Here's the sun going down. This is a lovely view actually. Some nice drop lighting. Not much lighting on this building, I'm not really sure why. and again you can see some really nice lighting here, plenty of ambient lighting. One or two of these stand entry guidance areas are lit as well, which really helps, and as you can see, blue and green lighting gives you a really good chance of taxiing around. Let's have a close-up look at the terminals. So here we are looking into the developed part of Terminal 3 departures that we saw earlier. It looks a bit dark through the windows, so we're going to go in and have a look and see if there's any lighting. There really should be. However, maybe it'll work better at night time. These Airstairs really need to be in the safe area here. Really shouldn't be parked out across the road. I'm not sure if I actually connect them to see whether they even move. Let's see if I can get them to move. Yes, there we go. Let's see what happens here. Again, you've got the tug there sitting across the road. Problem is, if I connect the tug, I'm pretty sure the stairs will disconnect and we'll have the same problem we had before. But it looks okay, all looks nice. So just have a look at this animation for you. Okay, just like Jetways, it has actually gone in to the skin, and again it hasn't positioned correctly at the door, has to slide sideways to do it. But as you can see now, that's a fairly good connection. Let's just try the tug, just for sake of wanting to see what happens. I've got a feeling that the tug, when I connect it, the stairs will disconnect, but let's see. Yeah, there we go, see they're already doing it now. Be interesting to see where the stairs end up. They go back into the road. It'd be a bit annoying, really. So there you go, the tug's connected, but the stairs have positioned themselves across the road, which is a pity. On most airports, the safe area is marked here inside red lines, so you should be parking in here. All airfield equipment should be parked in the safe area, not on the road or out on the apron, unless they're attending an aircraft directly. So this really should be here if he's not connected. But there you go, since I've worked at an airport, that's just something I know and maybe you guys don't. Let's go inside the developed bit and see if there's any lighting in there. As you can see, there is. It looks good in here, it looks really good. There's a view from the other end, which also looks good. Just a pity that it looks completely dark outside, so you can't see that aircraft at all. So let's just pan across the front of terminals here and just have a look at the lighting generally. So there's Terminal 2 in the middle there with some nice drop lighting. And once again, the main light source is coming from the right places, the source is correct. There's the Terminal 1 that's now an admin building. As you can see, the control tower is lit lower down, but the actual tower part itself is not lit. And we've got some small abstract lighting here on the fire station, bits and pieces out here. We've got a little bit of lighting here on the men's hangar, and we still have this helicopter stuck out in the middle of nowhere, not really sure why that's there. So let's have a quick look at the taxiways, the signage and lighting. As you can see, it does look pretty impressive. Windsock's not lit, but that's not a problem. As you can see, as we approach the taxiway here going in towards the runway. There you go, all the appropriate lighting that's required. No wigwags, but signage is good. And they're looking back across the apron. You can see green centerline lights and various other signs here to let you know where everything is, which is fine. Not going to have any problems here. So a little landside tour just to let you see what's going on at night here, darkness here. As you can see, all looks really nice. We've still got vehicles popping, which is a pity. But the car park looks good. Can't see any Asobo globes, which is a plus. So just a slow pan back the other way so you can look at the terminal. I mean, that looks really quite nice. When the lighting is down, the terminal and the bits and pieces show up a lot better. It's just a pity that it's not developed in some way, because then it would really show it off. See there, you've got Terminal 2, Terminal 1, you've got this lovely little seating area down there, little restaurant area, but nobody there. And it all looks nice, parallaxing looks good, but it's just devoid of people. It's just a little bit like a ghost town. And there's a high level shot just showing you the apron as we see it. But it looks fine. It's very acceptable. It's very nice. It's certainly a place I'd like to fly in. Okay, let's turn it down to night time now and see how much the light comes up. Okay, just before 9 PM local time, this is January. As you can see, the light has indeed come up and it looks fine. It looks really good actually. The ramp area is well lit. The custom lighting certainly works. Like I said, it's just a pity really that there isn't more done. But this is what they've wanted to do, and I'm cool with that. As a pilot going in here, taxiing in and parking up, you're going to be perfectly okay with what you see. Let's get a quick view from the cockpit. So here's the nighttime view from a cold and dark cockpit, and you can see straight out there onto the ramp, perfectly okay. This is what you're going to see when you pull up in the darkness hours. It's a view from the captain's side and looking out across the first officer's window there. So all looks pretty good. It's more than acceptable. Looking out across the runways and taxiways, as you can see, they're all well lit, easy to see. This is probably one of the easiest places you're going to have to land at during the night hours. Although it might be fun in low visibility. But there we are looking towards runway 32 threshold. And the big hangar in the background there looks really good. And they're looking towards runway 14, which is your instrument landing system equipped runway that's certified to category 2. Okay, 8 o'clock in the morning, just dawn has come up on the airport and time to give you my thoughts. It's a nice airport. Like many others, it's a huge improvement on the default. It utilises a lot of features that Flightsim 2020 gives us. It's not quite as good and as quite as developed as some of the airports we're used to seeing, certainly the ones I reviewed. But there's a lot to like about this airport. It's an important little airport, sits in a nice location close to the city, as you can see. It's been faithfully recreated. The taxiways and markings are really nicely crisp and clear. A lot of people don't like the fact that they're probably not as weathered as it should be, but I kind of like this really crisp and clear sort of stuff. It looks really good. The apron and ramp areas are well done, well modelled. Signage is good. Not sure what the helicopter's doing there. It's probably in the wrong place. Would have been nice to see a little bit more internal development. It's interesting that they've taken Terminal 3 and only chose to do one room in the departures building. Found that a little bit weird. But when you go around the airport and the buildings and landside and airside, the modelling is lovely and it cries out for a little bit more. Certainly it cries out for some passengers or some sort of activity to bring the airport a little bit to life. When you turn the light down, it looks great in the dark. The lighting is excellent. hardly any Asobo globes lighting the place. The lighting has been properly modelled, and that's a big plus. But again, it's lacking in atmosphere because there's nothing going on. It's really dead quiet out here. That said, as I said, basic airport that's well textured. You've got your 3 terminals. The development landside and airside is quite adequate. The car models are really quite good, although they were popping in and out a little bit. The night lighting is excellent, and as I said, I love the lighting on the taxiways and the runway. It's really good. Control tower could do with being lit, which would be nice. And it would be nice to see maybe the big hangar developed a little bit more. And the only other little strange little niggle is the sequence flashing lights on the runway are really a little bit dark, especially in the darkness when you really need to see them. But everything else is correct. Lighting and everything as per the charts. It's a nice little impressive airport. Do I think it's worth 16 odd euros? Yes, I do. It's very, very nice. And again, there's scope for more development here. Be interesting to see if they do version 1.1 and if they take on any of the things I've mentioned. But we'll do a flight in here because it's not too far away from the UK, and have a little look. I like it. It's really nice. So there you go, folks. IASI International Airport in Romania, Lima Romeo India Alpha. Payware Scenery by MLD Scenery, version 1, and this one's for both the PC and the Xbox, so our Xbox friends can enjoy this as well. Download at 645 meg and installs just over 1.6 gig. I'll give you the prices from Sim Market because they include tax. €16.80, which equates to $18.19 US, or £14.76 UK. US and UK prices are estimates converted from the euro and include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. It's available from Sim Market, and it's available from Flightsim.To, which I believe is where you grab the Xbox version. Like I said, a nice little airport. Do I think it's worth 16 euros? Yeah, it probably is, just about. But there's more scope here, and given that this is one of the busiest airports in Romania, and starting to get more use, it might be worth doing a bit more with it. But anyway, we'll fly in here and see if I can do a video at some point. So there you go, folks. Thanks for joining me. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, wrapping up another review of yet another interesting little airport in Europe. Thank you very much for joining me. If you've seen this and kind of wondered about it, I hope this review has helped you. I like the airport. I think it's reasonably well priced, and they've done a nice little job on it, and I think there's more to do really if they so desired. So thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next review. We got 2 reviews coming up next week, and on Sunday I will update the website, my website, which will show you what I've chosen for those reviews. One of the things I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to get hold of a copy of the new LAPD heliport series that's just been released by Orbix. I actually reviewed Hooper's Heliport, the Inibils release, a while back, and it looks as though the new Orbix release has added some bits and pieces, so I'm going to try and get a copy from them and compare it with the early review and see what they've added, because that looks quite impressive. So take care, you guys. Have a great week, nice weekend, and I will see you next week with some more reviews. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.